Yeah. No. Not the transcript. Yeah.
Okay. So there are 5 members. So please wait for a few minutes.
Sure.
Okay. Adler-san is coming. Hello, Adler-san. Hello?
Hello, everyone. Yeah.
Nice to meet you. And
Nice to meet
so, Otabi-san told me 15 minutes later he will join. Therefore, so let's get started. So, thank you very much for attending this meeting. So, so as I wrote on the email, so in the GB call on November 21st, Microsoft explained the overview of Azure Video Analyzer. It's Microsoft's cloud solution. And however, so Microsoft didn't have the concrete suggestion for the collaboration about UniMatrix. Therefore, so GB members requested Microsoft to think about the suggestion with UniMatrix collaboration, and so Microsoft will explain the content about the suggestion on the next month. So almost all our period spent Microsoft's explanation, and GB members decided to combine GBTV and CB meetings into one meeting for 5. The reason is if all members can support new board chairs, the project could be going forward stably, and the close and intimate communication between GBTV and CB can accelerate the project. And it's important for each board to hold the meeting on the regular basis. However, so after that GB meeting, so Axis Leo-san declared the Axis their withdrawal of UniMatrix project. First of all, could you please explain the detailed things about Axis withdrawal from Leo-san?
Absolutely.
Leo-san,
yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good. So first of all, I think when we started this project a couple of years ago, since we started this project, that the market have changed, and we kind of agreed to that it's more and more manufacturers including analytics as a native. So the market is changing. Then we was hoping to get much stronger participation and contribution from the members, which we didn't really get according to our expectations. So another component is that with all those changes combined, it's difficult for us to prioritize that engagement and allocate resources versus other activities we have internally. So basically, this is the reasons why Axis have made decision to cancel our participation in the project. Having said that, we will support the transition of authorities and privileges that we have today to other members. So like hosting, if it's whatever it is, the ownership of the repositories and so on. So we will support that. So it's not like we just jump back, but we will make sure that project can continue if project members desire to continue this project. Okay.
Oh, thank you very much, Ura-san. So, if so, members have any comment about Ura-san's explanation, could you please talk about it? How about Ura-san?
Yeah, I think I've already explained all the thinking from our side through email, and yeah, it's how to say. I just would like to say that from the very beginning, I proposed something, or we proposed something, but until now we don't have any, how to say, sort of structure or business planning or framework to think about the whole open platform project. So it's yeah, it's kind of how to say, disappointed or something like that. But yeah, it's what we have now. So nothing changed. So yeah, nothing I want to add during this meeting, I think. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, how about Brian?
Morning, can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so your voice is a little small.
How's that better?
Oh, maybe.
Okay, well, I'll try to continue. Indeed, I think, you know, as one of the few sort of small companies that has been involved in the project, it's been, you know, difficult for us to participate in a material way due to lack of project budget. And I think that this, you know, I know I've said this before in email as well, that I think that if the project really wants to build strength and build community, it needs to stop being, you know, 2 or 3 large companies sort of taking baby steps outside of their respective silos, and it needs to become, you know, a properly funded community effort with employees that come from the community. and I don't see a way to do that without implementing a budget. And in my opinion, that's been the problem all along, is that, you know, we haven't really had pure community-driven development. There's always been a set of agendas that have been driven by the largest corporate participants, which is fine if that's the kind of project that we want going forward. But ultimately, I think we're going to continue to kind of struggle with these same problems of participation from the large corporate entities if we don't implement a budget and get some employees who are not beholden to corporate agendas. My 2 cents. But I would love to hear Axis's feedback on that, on my theory, on my model for the sort of core dysfunction in the project.
Well, I agree that the biggest rationale why the project is not moving forward, in my opinion, is the fact that members are not really contributing with code, because this is the whole idea of open source project, that members of the project collaborate with each other, implement code and contribute to the joint repository where a system is built up, and that's not happening. So whether to solve that with budget or not, it's minor thing, I believe, because I can tell you that to pay for someone's development time is probably cheaper than we allocate our internal resources to do that. So I don't think that budget is really a solution, but again, it could be. I'm not super aware of other open source project based on the fundings. It's really based on volunteer participation from the members and willingness to collaborate around this predefined system or code base or whatever it might be.
Yeah, I think my best example is automotive grade Linux, right, which is a very large, very well-funded community effort. And you know, I think the difference between having, you know, Axis, Panasonic, Hikvision operating from their silos and having a handful of core project employees who manage and maintain the code is significant, right? And the difference is that you have to have those core employees who aren't beholden to one of the 2 or 3 major corporate contributors. Maybe for us, it may just be one employee to start, whose job it is to get everybody organized, moving forward, and making contributions that keep the project on track. And I think without that central voice who's unaffiliated, you end up in the situation that we're in now.
Eventually.
Again, that's my model. That's my model.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Still, companies who are participating will need to contribute, right? And we was expecting a contribution and participation to a little bit higher degree than we had over the last year or so. So basically, it doesn't really lived up to our own expectations. So.
Leo-san,
Yes.
maybe you misunderstood. So, iPro has been developing the reference implementation with Rarot and Kubernetes on the Raspberry Pi. And so I've already declared to provide the source code by the end of December. And so also I confirmed Frederickson where iPro should upload the reference implementation on GitLab, and I confirm that thing with Frederick-san.
Okay.
Therefore, so iPro will contribute. iPro is about to contribute to UniMatrix project, as you said.
Okay, that's great. But if I look at the GitLab at the moment, I don't. It's not there yet. So I mean,
by the end of this month.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So for honestly speaking, so I felt it is the problem of UniMatrix. So GB between GB and TB and CB members, so the information cannot be shared fully. Therefore, so Leo-san don't know iPro's the approach about the reference implementation. Therefore, so in the previous GB call, so as Adler-san suggested, I also suggested to combine the meetings into one meeting.
Yeah, and also with I mean it's not that many participants anyway, so to divide it into 3 different groups, it doesn't really make sense. So I think it's a good idea to combine it.
Why didn't you mention that thing in the previous JB call or on email?
No, now when I see how many participants joined this call, so it really makes sense to combine, because I thought that the participation in the boards are much bigger. We're now
So
6 people.
according to your explanation, so you don't like the combination.
No, that's not what I said. I said it definitely makes sense to combine all the boards, because it's anyway not that many participants, so it doesn't make sense to divide it in different groups. So I do like the idea of combining.
Okay.
Yes.
I see. Okay. Oh, Yamagita-san is coming.
Right.
Okay. So, do you have any other comment about access withdrawal? Nothing special? Okay. If so, iPro would like to one suggestion about the direction of UniMatrix after now. So UniMatrix members have been participating in UniMatrix project until now. Because UniMatrix members sympathized, actually suggested UniMatrix concept as a promoter. Maybe all members would agree with me. Therefore, so iPro can't think the continuation of the project without Axis anymore. So, as Ottavio-san suggested on email before, so how about disbanding UniMatrix project at the moment? How do you feel? Oh, Adora-san is. Oh. How about Adora-san? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Your question is about disbanding this organization, right? If I understand correctly. Can you hear me?
So I repeat my message. So
Okay.
UniMatrix members have been participating in UniMatrix project until now because UniMatrix members sympathized. Actually suggested UniMatrix concept as a promoter. So it means so Axis have been leading the UniMatrix project. Therefore, so IPRO cannot think the continuation of the project without Axis anymore, unfortunately. Therefore, so as Ottavio-san suggested on email before, how about disbanding UniMatrix project?
Yeah, anyway, I think that could be also an option for all of us because it's also like Brian raises the question, not question, suggestion about the funding and all of this kind of question or issues or suggestion turns back to the whole picture of the UniMatrix. What kind of thing we want to push to market, or what kind of a platform we really want to do? Because without that kind of a picture, we from our side we cannot convince our management board to do any investment, right? Because anyway, they need some kind of a story, some kind of a picture or perspective to say, okay, we do investment and in financial and also physical way, and in some kind of time we can have something, but currently we don't see any perspective on that kind of direction, because you can see that not many players participate into or showing their interest to join in our UniMatrix because we don't show any interest to them, and also we don't have any plan to launch a whole business model to market by recruiting developer, what kind of developer, or how to help them to do the solution, marketable solution, and anything including that. So it's how to say, there are a lot of work to do for us, and I don't know how to do any reporting to our management team on requesting anything extra, anything, any resources. So because I don't know, yeah. So that's why I think it's a kind of option for us, for all of us.
So, as IPRO's opinion, so if Axis keep doing this activity, so Axis has already completed to make the UniMatrix-like solution in Axis. Therefore, so if Axis can share the solution with us and Hike Vision modify the API, and so IPRO will make the reference implementation. If we do that, So we would be able to succeed this project. However, so Axis declared their withdrawal. So I could think so. It's difficult for us to create the UniMatrix concept after now. So Apple also doesn't have much resource to create such a big platform. So how about Brian?
I think for us, I'll continue to abstain from this question. We're not materially contributing at this point. I feel like I'm maybe just an outside observer in this sense. But indeed, again, I think this goes back to a community formulation of the project. Can we get to a formulation of the project that is truly community driven and not driven by 3 corporate agendas? That's really the question here. I think if the answer is yes, whether it's with a budget or without a budget, if the answer is yes, we can get to a community driven version of the project, then I think it's worth continuing. If we can't, if it continues to be 3 corporate agendas competing under the same roof, then I think the answer is no, we should disband. In my opinion, the easiest way to do that is to have a budget and employees. That's all.
Brian, I think the idea of community-driven development was a core of UniMatrix from the beginning, but it haven't materialized with the members we have at the table. Okay, so it's not corporate agendas. So the whole idea was actually to create a common code base to share between different corporate giants in this industry, but it haven't really materialized during the time the project was active up until now. So I wouldn't say it's corporate agendas that competing. That wasn't the idea. The idea was really about building a community around that, but it didn't materialize to the degree we was expecting that to be.
I agree. I think the intentions were good here. I'm not accusing anyone of having bad intentions. Certainly, the corporate entities around the table, I think, have acted in good faith throughout. However, for whatever reason, and it's not clear what the driving factors are, community has not taken hold. In my opinion, implementing a budget and getting some employees to drive the core technical agenda and the actual execution of the work would solve this problem. But maybe the corporate sponsors are not here for that, which is fine. And if that's the answer, then yes, I think we should disband the project.
Otamiso-san.
Hello.
So thank you. Hello. Thank you very much for attending this meeting. So we are discussing about the disbanding you suggested on email.
Yes. So I give my point of view. When I joined, I was really curious and I saw an opportunity in UniMatrix because I could imagine different application scenarios. By the time things went on, as I think I already wrote in a couple of emails, I see that the structure that was proposed does not fit well, at least our products. And I think also products from other vendors. So I personally think that this low engagement and very scarce adoption of it is so big because the requirements to run the proposed solution, the proposed stack are really, really expensive for the end user. So, and also, you know, you have to have such a lot of resources on the camera, which are way too much probably. In my opinion, that is the root cause why we did not gather momentum around our idea, and for this reason, I think also, since we did not get momentum, now we are seeing that companies that were possibly interested in it are quitting one after the other. So for my company will not implement UniMatrix because it will impact dramatically costs on our products. I can personally be part of the committee, but it's on a personal participation, not from the point of view of the company.
Oh, thank you very much for your comment. So, according to everyone's comment, so surely, so we would like to succeed UniMatrix project, but so each company doesn't have much budget for the to make the output for the UniMatrix. Therefore, so I feel so it's severe for us to create the UniMatrix version 1.0 with the remaining companies. So therefore, so it's difficult to keep the project anymore. So do you have another comment? Okay. If you don't have any other comment, so we would like to vote. We should disband the UniMatrix project or not. Do you agree? Okay.
I agree.
Okay. How about Adora-san?
We vote right now, right?
Vote. Yeah.
But for the disbanding, right?
Yeah.
So yes means
Okay.
disband, no means keep going.
Okay. For me, I think yes.
Mm-hmm.
For me is yes as well.
I believe also.
I abstain.
Okay. As a result, so we would like to disband UniMatrix project at this moment. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Makoto-san, will you formalize that in writing and send to all members?
Okay. From me. Okay. Okay. I got it. And so, unfortunately, today, Genetech Hugo-san can't attend this meeting. Therefore, so we would like to have another meeting on next Monday, December 13th. So in the meeting, we will confirm Genetech's the detailed explanation for their dropout, withdrawal, However, so the decision will not be changed. So UniMatrix project it will disband at this moment. Okay.
So what's the point of having the meeting?
So it's just we will confirm the genetic Hugson's the intention for the withdrawal. If you don't need to confirm the true intention from genetic Hugo-san, you don't need to attend the meeting.
No. Yeah. I don't need an explanation when we kind of decided to disband the project. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I agree.
it's not going to change anything. There are a couple of practical things in dissolving the project that we need to discuss. Website needs to come down. I don't know if we need to suspend, close, whatever, dissolve the GitLab material. So the governance board would need to make a decision on that, what it actually means to close down the project.
That's very good comments. And as I said in the beginning of the meeting, we will continue to support, we will continue to support those activities that needed to either transfer the project or close the project. So let's, within this group, just list on top of your head the activities that need to be performed, and we just assign who can do what and move on, okay? So just send the questions to this group, like GitLab, whatever to do with website or other activities. And I have a number of things on my table as well that I know need to be done. So I will send those as well. And then we just distribute who will do what, and we close it nicely.
Yeah, exactly. So there's no loose ends.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So do you have any other comment? Okay. If you don't have, so I close this meeting. Thank you very much for attending meeting today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.